All right, welcome everybody to the Youngstown studio. I am here with Thom Sharp. This is a pilot episode for things you are going to bring to the studio here. So why don't you tell everybody about yourself and what you plan on doing with this program?
Well, I'd like to do something that's entertainment, a little serious, with a little humor to it, not be so serious. You know, if you listen to some of the shows, a lot of the conservative shows, it's just one big downer. Like it's woes me and the world's coming to an end. And I just, like, if you look at my Facebook stuff, I throw a little politics and the next minute I'm talking about my lawnmower falling on me. I mean, just a little bit,
Everything's too heavy.
It's just, because you start to it's like a clanging cymbal after a while.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 Biden. But if you throw a little humor in there and just like kind of make it so somebody, because I know when I'm listening to, it just starts to sound like white noise when you're saying the same old thing.
Oh, yeah.
And all the horrible things, and everyone knows what's going on. But if you throw some little humor in there and try to make people look at it, like, here's what I do when I walk in a store without the mask. They go, "Sir, do you have a mask?" "No, I have CS." "Oh," they're afraid to even ask me because we're afraid to offend anybody. So they don't even ask me what CS is. This only means common sense. And I get CS. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's it. That's all it means. But nobody will even ask me, wait, what's CS? Because I might get offended. I might be some kind of disease they don't want to know about.
You found a loophole, man.
Yes.
Loophole.
And every time I do it, I laugh, and my kids are like, "Oh, Dad, they buy that." Just like when they were young, and they say it at the airport, "Okay, boarding with special needs." I just get right up with the kids. Never ask me. Yeah, my kids really have a lot of special needs. That's what I think it meant. So I just get up and get on. Yeah, this kid could be a brat. So you need some special needs. Nobody ever asked me anything. Can I see some paperwork on this special needs thing?
They never challenged it.
Nothing. Just walk right on.
Wow. That's another level of evil right there.
It's so beautiful, though. And if they did stop me, I'm sorry, but
Never stop.
I believe we have special needs.
All right.
Everybody does. So just kind of stuff like that to make you, and take a side and stick with the side. So, some of the callers call up and now it's not a popular. You gotta, if that's your point, if that's your opinion, then keep it. A lot of the shows, whatever the air's going, you switch to that. Me and Ron Verb had years and years and years where he used to hang up on me all the time. So then when I start doing shows and he'd come up with that rolling radio, I go, "You hang up on me here, I'm going to pull you out of that thing. You're getting way too close to me." But,
So you had a contentious kind of relationship with him over the years?
I always thought he was humorous. I thought he did a great job. But he was so far on this. He's a good man. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Good family guy. So I finally just said, "I want you to pros and cons on here's what you really believe in, and here's what the Democrat Party has become." We went to dinner, he's like, "Yeah, Social Security and the rest of the world can just go to hell in a handbasket." And finally it was a funny transformation where he just starts seeing, wait a minute, this party's left me. He didn't leave the party. So they felt like there was a lot more things more important than what he thought was important. So it's been a long, funny relationship. Oh my gosh. How about when I called up to get the gift certificate at Station Square? "Hello, it's me. You're supposed to answer like 3 or 4 questions." No, I didn't get away with that. Okay, it was all questions about me. "Who wears cutoff suit pants?" Oh gosh, that was the hardest $35 I ever. It was the roughest $35 ever, but it was entertaining. So
now, what do you think about the conservative party in this area?
I just have a really hard time with more the Republican Party than I do. Thank you. No, this goofball parked in city center. I think it's like $3,000 to park over there.
Yeah, okay, that's what you need to get.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So the Republican Party, see, I'm not a big fan of any politicians because when you saw how the unemployment, there they are, all millionaires sitting in there, going to fight and pull each other's chain for unemployed people that really are hurting. So they're going to make a game out of that. Like, you really don't care about these people. You need to get this package out. You stuffed a bunch of stuff that doesn't even have anything to do with COVID. And now you're fighting over all these little details while there's people losing their house. And to me, it put a real big spotlight that both parties are out of touch. They have no clue. They've never run a lemonade stand, but they're making all these knee-jerk decisions that are costing people. Now think about this. In my high school senior year, I had a great year to the point where I got college money. Now, if I don't have that senior year, I'm not getting anything. So when they started canceling all these kids that worked their tail off to get to that, they didn't get to finish it. That's huge. It's not just these decisions are costing people. I mean, look at the entertainment industry that I was in. It's home and garden shows and that. And believe me, to make money at a rib fest or a food show, whatever, in the best of times, it was hard. I mean, shoulder to shoulder, people drinking a ton of beer. It was hard to make money. What do you do now? Spaced out, masks, and there's no way to make money. Yeah. It's going to be impossible unless things go back to.
Yeah, I think a lot of companies are trying to hang tight and just kind of like float for as long as they can. But how long can you do that?
Well, and they should find the ways to get some of that, stimulus money to help them out. But I think what we did was we gave a bunch of money to everybody that didn't need it.
Right.
Instead of focusing on exactly who needed it, who deserved it. I mean, it's tough. And, things look good right now, but there's a lot of different industries that might not even make it back. Yeah. I mean, the food business, look at the food margins, restaurants are low anyway. I worked 30 years, Cafaro Company. I know the ins and outs and, the retail industry. I mean, there's no stores like expanding right now. I mean, would you? What are you going to do? Okay, next week is the Hong Kong Fooey flu, and you're going to wear a space helmet for, I don't know, they set us up good here to see what we do. Oh, it looks like they're going to follow whatever we say. I'm stand on your head at noon. Everybody stand on your head at noon. Oh, look at, they're doing that too.
Interesting.
We really handed them the next, I think this was the preseason to the big one.
Really?
To see what we'll do. And we just.
You think they got another one manufactured?
I really believe it's all going to be centered around climate change. That's my prediction. It's Nostradamus.
All right.
I think they're going to.
Mark it down.
I'm telling you, you don't want this to come true, but I really believe at some point they're going to try to control food. And that's the ultimate, chip under your skin. I mean, I'm in the 70s, teenager, going to these church shows where they shows the final days, and I'm watching this thinking, oh, nobody's going to take a chip in there under their skin. This is stupid. And here we are.
Willingly.
Yeah, hurry up and give it to me. Yeah, so, you think these doomsdayers, but it's sure adding up to the end of days to me. That's my point of view.
Now, one of the big concerns being in the tech field is that when conservatives getting kicked off of these social media platforms, and Trump getting muzzled he was.
I'm off Facebook.
Are you really? You got kicked out?
And it was very simple. It wasn't even it was on unemployment page. Somebody was asking for help, and so this person gets on there. Quit asking the same stupid questions. And I got on there and said, look, if all you're going to do is get on the thread and rip on Trump, who's not even president anymore, you're not helping any of these people. And I was off. That's all I said.
It. Wow.
And then that connected to LinkedIn, off, Instagram, off.
Wow.
Yep. Just like that. While she was calling people names and doing I'm the one they get kicked off.
Dang.
So now I'm just like a face in the post office, I guess, man. I gotta watch how I post anything. Hello. Oh,
you're
there he
a
goes
marked
again.
Man now.
Happy birthday. What's that mean? What are you trying to say?
Dog whistle, you're gone.
I mean, whatever. That's got some kind of undertone. You're out. So,
yeah, I mean, that occurred to me, like if they can get away with taking just a person and making them a lifetime ban for whatever reason, they could single out anybody they choose, anyone.
And that's the thing. I'm just really concerned because right now they have the tech, they have the media, now they have control, they have the social media. I mean, they're cornering the market, and you can just shut up and do it where we tell you. I mean, that's basically what their message is.
Right.
Don't ask me any questions. I don't need to have any ideas. We know what's good for you. You don't. That's the message. We don't have to have a message.
Yep.
We're here. That's our message. We know what's better for you. And be a victim, get on the train, and that's how they keep their voters. Put them in the victim spot.
Yep.
And I also had like this, this police shooting. I come at this at a different angle. I did want to talk about that tonight.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
How old are you?
44.
Okay. Do you remember the nightlife days around here, the way it used to be? You're old. Yeah. Well, you would go down the Strip or in Boardman, and every single place, dance place, whatever, be packed.
Yep.
You could go from one place to the other. Not just one place every place was. And you got in the car with your friends, you dressed up, and you went out. You didn't think about getting pulled over. Okay, you had a few drinks. Unless you broke the law or ran a stoplight, you pretty much, or got in a wreck, you did your thing and you went home. They've ruined. I mean, when I was doing the Rib Fest, they would pull every car over on 82, which is not legal. You at the Rib Fest, just totally destroying the event because everyone was afraid and I got to sell beer to make the money because It's $5 ticket. So I find out all these people are like, wow, we got stopped, all these people. And it really kind of destroyed the entire industry. So the way I see it, I'm driving down the road and you pull me over for a thing tied around my, what do you have, like a air freshener tied around his rearview mirror. You're pulling me over for that. I'm mad too. Now you got to put yourself, you're a black person, you already think they're out to get you, and now you're getting pulled over for that. That's the start of the problem. These dink-dank pullovers where you're looking for trouble, if both sides need to take some kind of responsibility. Look, if you do your thing, you're going to drive home. If you're going to resist arrest, something can happen. So I don't see any black leaders coming out and saying, hey, guys, you want to live? Do what they tell you and go home. They don't say that. It's always everybody else's fault. But then again, the police need to take some responsibility that, these are everybody's sensitive times. I mean, do you really want to pull somebody over for an air freshener hanging from the window?
Yep.
Is that really what we're... And so then you find out he's got a misdemeanor. My thing is, look, if he's going to run, whatever, he just added more time to his jail sentence. Let him run. Pick him up tomorrow. Do we really got to speed chase, get other people killed in the process? I just think unless somebody's a dangerous felon, we need to look at those things a lot differently, because I know I get pulled over for something stupid. I'm agitated, but then you got to look. You don't know what this guy's doing. The girl destroyed her life. She's and tragically killed somebody for an air freshener. I mean, if you peel it back, it's really crazy to me.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my spin on that. I think both sides have got to change what we're doing. I mean, you know what's going on.
I'm a libertarian, so I will fight to be left alone more than anything. So if the cops are gonna, you gotta really have a reason to come at me. And if you're making up stupid reasons just to, go after people, that's wrong.
And you know what? The studies clearly show it hasn't curtailed DUIs.
Exactly.
The people that are doing the most aren't at 2 a.m. driving off the road and killing themselves. They're driving around at noon. with traffic and they're killing. That's where your alcoholic is. He's not 2 a.m. He's going to kill himself maybe, but that's about it. And I just think all these checkpoints and things, it just adds up to another way. You know, you got cameras everywhere. I mean, seriously.
What do you think of those bridge cams, by the way?
Oh,
That's
my gosh. You know what? And I forget they're there sometimes. I got one in the mail. I just went, yeah, that looks like me in my car. I'm not paying that. I mean, that's what happened to Gerard.
Yeah.
Gerard, you know what? People don't even want to go there.
Yep.
I mean,
And they're relentless.
Oh,
They're there all the time.
I played basketball. I got pulled over like 4 times in there. And I played basketball. Oh, okay. I go, you guys are just sitting around this 20 to 30. Seriously? Like, well, that's what they tell us to do. I go, holy heck. I wonder why business don't want to stay there.
Feel bad for those restaurants. Really feel bad for them.
It is. It's terrible. Because then you got that. Then if you have a few drinks, you got that problem. So it's why they used to have a lot of places down there. They don't have them anymore. I mean, not that I advocate drinking. Not the issue. The issue is if I have a couple glasses of wine or something and I'm not breaking any laws, let me drive home. If I'm not, you're not pulling me over just to see if I'm drinking. I just never agreed with that, ever.
Yep.
Unless you're throwing beer bottles out the window while you're driving. No,
yeah. Well, and it escalates. It's escalating in the wrong direction, and all it does is cause more escalation on the other side. And
the mayor's saying things he shouldn't say. Like that Gerard, man, I tell you, that's a tough place. You got one stretch in the middle of it. It's 20 miles an hour, and bro, I can walk faster than 20 miles an hour. So
92 stoplights.
And then you look up, you get in the mail there, you're going 40. Jeez, I thought I was going 20. Yeah, and a stoplight every 5, and it changed from 10 miles per hour to 10 to 15 to 20.
See if you're paying attention.
Yeah, you got to sit there and watch as you crash into somebody in front of you. What's the speed limit here?
We're bumming people out. Let's talk about something happy. Let's see what's going on that's good around here. You got any events coming up on the horizon? Is anything going on the positive side?
Yeah, we there's a lot of here's the thing now that everything's kind of coming back a little bit. Everybody wants the same stuff. I mean, so now you're like everybody's fighting for the same things. So it's gonna be hard for the small guy to, when they start coming back around again, everybody's gonna be pulling to try to get acts and stuff. So it remains to be seen. But me and Fast Freddy, we were gonna do a commercial. We laughed so hard. So at one of the Rib Fest, I said I was driving with somebody. He had a driver. What is it? DD for hire.
Okay, yeah, I remember them.
So I go, bro, the guy driving's drunker than you are. We were laughing. I was going to a game, a pro game. I won't mention any names, but so me and Fast Freddy were laughing about it. I go, what about a DUI for hire? Where you sit in the back while they do all the stuff and you get scot-free. Do you want 800 DUI for hire? Don't be the one walking that line. Let him walk. It would have been. So we're going to do the whole thing. Like guys sitting in the back giggling as the guy's falling on the. Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're spoofs that they put together.
It's so good. Funny.
So
we were laughing so hard. So I keep telling them all the time, I still want to do that. That's a funny ad. But also back, if you notice, like Eric Ryan, and when you're looking for acts, I mean, he's got that big backing, Live Nation and that. So, he can get anything he wants at Cavelli. I mean, that middle market stuff. But the acts are expensive because now they're really in demand. I mean, I remember back in 97 or something, 38 Special was $8,000. I tried to get him for the Rib Fest in 2003. It was $25,000, and they didn't even want to hear about 24.5.
Wow.
Nothing. No negotiation, nothing.
Dang.
So as the real talented acts go to the wayside, all you got now is a guy with a microphone doing no instruments. And so now everybody's still reaching back into the 80s and 70s and that, because that's it. I mean, what are you going to do?
Right.
I mean, we did Ja Rule. He didn't even know where he was at. He thought he was in Cleveland. And then the part where Jennifer Lopez was supposed to sing, he let her go blank. I mean, are you kidding me? We paid $80,000 for that act.
Dang.
$80,000.
Oh.
And we paid $80,000 for Nelly, and then it rained out. And I'll never forget. He goes, "You want me to play in the rain?" I said, "No, you can't. We have all kind of rules with the Cleveland Indians. I can't tear up the field." He goes, "Well, I'll come back." And we're like, "Oh, wait." He came back. He didn't have to come back. He could have just took the money. He came back and did a show a month later. I mean, yeah, it was a month later.
No kidding.
Good man, good character. He had some talent. That was a really good show. But I remember Cheap Trick with final details for the show, and he's going, "Oh, that barrier's not high enough." And I go, "I don't think 60-year-old women are going to scale that. I think you're going to be fine." He goes, "What did you say?" I go, "Nothing. Nothing. I think you're going to be, this ain't the 70s, dude. You'll be fine. We'll keep a close eye on Grandma in the walker when she gets up." They were really difficult.
Were they?
But the guy that wasn't difficult, that you would have thought for sure was David Lee Roth. He came out in a robe, would do some kicks, and I had no place to put him, so I put him in the Scrappers umpire's room. It's like this little, he didn't ask for anything except Jack Daniels and some vegetables. And then he kept wanting that Jack Daniels, and people are going, "Is that fake?" "Bro, that's not fake. He is ripping through that and put on one of the best shows we ever had." But then when it was over, because he did 16 songs in a row, no break, no nothing, kicking, scream. When it was over, we had fireworks that Alan Tura provided. He's a good fireworks guy. And he goes, it was Jump. And he's going, "That's how all Diamond Dave's show should end, with fireworks." And he fell off the stage into the cart and was out. And he had a line of people with wristbands. I go, he ain't meeting and greeting except the bed in there. And they stood there. I go, this ain't no encore where, "Oh, here he comes again." He's gone. The bus is leaving. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's good stuff.
How about we had the wrestling thing in Eastwoodville, Mick Foley, and a bunch of stuff. So they wanted me to play the bad guy. Oh, what a stretch of acting that is. I didn't even have any script. So I'm sitting at the front. I'm the bad guy commissioner. And Mick Foley, I grab the mic, I take the microphone. I go, "All right, Mick, I think we're done with you. I hear your bus running out there. It's back to me being the big shot in the stadium. I think you've run your course." He goes, "What?" He's up on this. People are booing me, like seriously getting mad at me, like, holy heck, people. So I'm going, he goes, "Really? So what you're saying is you'd like me to leave so you can, your ego can take back." "Oh, yeah, you're pretty much it. Thanks, Mick. Thank you. Again, we're done with you. You can leave." So I go up into the ring, and he's going to do the Sacco thing with me, right? So got a suit on. I said, "What do I have to do? Get some security to get..." He does the Sacco. I'm out on the ground. Everybody's going crazy. These people were ready to kill me when I got done. I was sitting there. I mean, they were in some, I'm at my back to the crowd. "Yeah, we want to throw you." I go, "Oh my God, I'm not going to get out of here alive." I mean, I'm walking through the hallways and they're still screaming at me. These people are dead serious about wrestling. "You deserved it." I go, "Guys, might need a little more security down here around the bad guy commissioner spot."
So, but going into it, you had to know, like, these people know it's really theater, and they're not going to take it overly serious. And then
I knew my kids were really serious about it, but everyone still knows it's theater,
right?
And I don't know where the bus came from for these people. They
did not know
that. They were not clued in.
Yep.
So yeah, we had some really, really fun, memorable unbelievable stuff with a lot of good people. Some people that aren't with us anymore, but really, I just think our area is such a good place for shows because, weather's not that great a lot of the time. We spend 6 months in hibernation. It's when something's going on, everybody goes to it.
Yeah, it's most impressive when they had that country concert up at YSU. That blew me away.
Yeah,
how many freaking people showed up?
What? I was really surprised at that because I wasn't sure. That's a little off the beaten path. It's not Cavelli, I was shocked at how many people. But then you get shocked when you think something's big and nobody really gets it. It's just weird. People have, like when I was always promoting the show, has to be, if you miss this, you're going to miss the biggest. Because, if Elvis is coming over here and you don't care, nobody cares. I don't care who you're doing.
Right.
Unless you're like, boo, boo, and keep talking about it, make it a big, because me and Smoke and Bill, I don't know if you remember him, we used to do that like on the radio, talk about it all the time, just keep talking, because you could put an ad in the paper that nobody reads, and like I said, Elvis could be here and 10 people are going to show. It's just, if they don't think it's exciting, then it's not worth going. Because I know I page through stuff, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Doesn't mean I'm buying a ticket. There's a lot of stuff, I'd like to go see that. But I did go see ELO at PPG, sold out, one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. And a bunch of young kids. It was just really cool because a lot of instruments. George Harrison's son played. It was something I'll never forget. And I've seen a lot of shows. Won't forget that.
What about the amphitheater? You see, what do you think the best show they can put in down there? Or do they have plans to put anything down there?
Yeah, they do. They have a lot of plans. I think they're going to keep it to like classic rock, maybe disco-y stuff to get people. I mean, we did that disco show and I had a lot of security problems because they drank more than any other show I've ever had was that disco show. Holy heck. Had girls dancing on tables and I'd walk up and go, although you look good doing that, you're not allowed.
All right.
Yeah.
And how do they handle beverages in an outdoor place? So they have barriers set up? They have vendors set up?
Yeah, they have stuff set up on the field, and you got to make it accessible. When I used to have the expo center and we would do fights, people in them seats, after a few beers, they don't want to fight through the crowd. So that you got to get it to them.
Yeah, right.
And it's the people that hustle that make the money, because if you're relying on them to get up, walk down the row, and so you're not going to sell as much as you could be. As I used to say, after we did the fights, there'd be thousands of people lined up to get a picture with the ring girls. That's $20 puller. I go, we did something wrong if they have all this money left for that and not what we were selling.
Exactly.
True promoter.
Right. But Cavelli did, they do it right as far as the vending goes. And did they outsource it, or are they doing internal now? Do you know?
I believe it's still internal now.
Oh, it is now. Okay.
I believe so.
Well, the way they walk the crowds and where they have it set up in like every gate.
Always my thing. And I went down to Warren Amp. And I was trying to tell the promoter there, you're in this little gully here. Stuff's too far, man. You got to make it right. They stumble out and get a drink. You make it too hard, they'll figure out a way not to get it.
Yeah.
It's, $6 a beer. Pretty soon, we don't need it anymore. I hate to say that, but if you don't sell a lot, is why a lot of the shows went down, because people don't stand around and drink like that anymore.
Yep. Which
is good, but hard to pay $20,000 for an act at a $6 ticket and make money unless you're. I mean, I was doing it. I was like counting napkins. That's how bad. I mean, people are like, "Oh, you're making a fortune." Oh, you have no clue what you're talking. I got $175,000 here. I got to the point where I could look out in the crowd, and there's a ton of people. Everybody's patting me on the back. I'm going, we're not making any money. We're not making any money.
Yeah. Because then you're doing every bit of that in marketing, right? And promoting.
Right, you got all that money you got to go in. You've got all people, let's buy this, buy that. I go, you write one more check, I'm going to break your arm. I mean, you can't, there's no blow off money. And I remember thinking that it was when Dominic was doing it, oh, come on, you cheapskate. And then as soon as I started, he goes, oh, a little different. I go, oh my gosh, I didn't realize. I mean, you have one rainy hour.
The promoters holding their
and all
breath.
you do is look up at the sky. I remember Dominic, every time they would do weather report, and you have like, there's a chance of thunderstorms. He goes, if you play that one more time, we have to give the report. I want that to shut that thing off.
Ushering in rain.
Or he would go, there would be like an ambulance there, somebody pass out. Shut those lights off. Oh, roll them over and get them out of the way. Oh, it's some bad look. Oh, D, you can't say that. Or how about the crew that came in? I wasn't prepared for the questions, but TV came in. I think it was 27. And the weather was a little rough. She goes, what do you do in case of a tornado? I go, you get there, start running. I saw that on TV. I went, oh my God, that came off so bad. She went, oh. And I got back to work and he was like, wow, that was really great, Tom. Start running.
You didn't get called on that?
I did.
Yeah.
What do you think? I was hoping nobody saw it. So I heard this, start running, huh?
Evacuation plan equals run that way.
Running the opposite direction of the tornado? That's all I got right now. Next time I'll be better prepared. I wasn't ready for that question.
Too funny.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, it's one of those things. It's so hard. You got roadies that take their money and never come back. I mean, me and my son out there cleaning up rib bones after the rib because the people never came back. And everybody's trying to get away with stuff. I mean, it's a kick butt operation, and you're going to hurt a lot of feelings. You're going to say sorry a lot 3 days after.
And nobody knows the mechanics of what it is to pull something like that off.
And I would have these meetings at Bob Evans, and they were like, everything's bad, right? And I go, okay, could we have a little bit of space in between problems? You want me to lie to you? Yeah, lie. Just start lying to me. I can get anybody to say we can't do it. I can get anybody can say that. Everybody's just sitting there staring. So just tell me lies. Tell me how great it's going. We talk about it now. Oh, bro, I was just so, because the pressure. One good one I'll leave you with, and I had, what band was it? Oh, Eye of the Tiger, Survivor. They wanted Evian water. Okay, I'm getting around to all this stuff. I'm lost power over here. Everybody's complaining. I got the cotton candy guy telling me how to do the show. I go, bro, you $600 booth here. He'll be wheeling you out with one more comment. So in the middle of all this, hey, we need that Evian. Sound checks out. I let it go. Finally, I go, I'm going to throw a hose up there in about 5 seconds, and that's what you're going to drink. Everybody's just there. Okay? Thank you. Because it can get really brutal. Just brutal, but fun. But so many different things that if you're not catching... I mean, I left for an hour. I had Porta John's problem. I mean, I left for an hour for a guy's wedding. And I remember getting all these problems, and I got up. And Anthony Cafaro was sitting beside me. I got up. Be right back. I went out in the parking lot. I'm screaming at people. Just, what the heck? You want to hold your hand? I come back. And Anthony goes, I heard every word of that. You didn't. He goes, we heard every. I go, he goes, just like you were sitting in the church. That's how loud that was. Sorry. But I mean, you can't leave. It's like a little kid. They're going to start stealing. People are going to give away beers. People are going to be in the trailer. Money's laying all over the floor. People are letting people in. Who's that? Your call girlfriend's now walking through with all this money. I mean, you just want to kill people, and you threaten many people during an event. Ask Eric. Before we did some stuff. It's you just want. I remember when it was over, where we worked all night getting it cleaned up. Stadium. I pulled in my garage and I just sat there. Just no sound, no nothing. My wife comes out. I go, oh, you want me to do this before I come in? Because I will bring all this into the house you don't want. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing the stories. I appreciate
There's a ton more.
Yeah. So we will we'll do our best to kind of put this out there. If you're interested in some sponsorship opportunities, want to carry this show, support my man Thom over here. Please get in touch with me at Youngstown Studio, and we'll get you hooked up with someone. So thanks, Thom. I appreciate it.
I had a blast. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. If you like our programming, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our Facebook page, or subscribe to your favorite podcast platform like iTunes or Spotify. This is original Youngstown content, and we would appreciate you sharing the videos and the word about us. Thank you.